Hello and welcome to a JobRobotix training video. In today's video I want to talk you through how to upload jobs manually into the system. So this is especially useful in situations where you have jobs emailed to you, maybe via with a spreadsheet attached to it, or maybe individual emails, but you want these jobs to eventually make it to your ATS or job boards, and you need them to be somehow pulled into JobRobotix. And the best way to do that is through uploading a spreadsheet. So for starters, you come to the main screen. If you go into data collection and then upload jobs, you'll get to this screen. Now, there's two ways that you can upload, either via CSV files, so it's a type of Excel format, or via Google Path, which is like a Google Sheet. So in this video, I'll be working with Google Sheets, but note that if you download the template, it'll start as a CSV file, and you could just fill that out and upload it like this. Or you can import it into Google Sheets and be able to work through it with a Google Sheet. So here is the template that you will see as it pops up initially, and a couple things to note first. These are not required to be there. It's just notes to be able to have that. So before you upload, make sure you remove these. But it's noting that the VMS source name must match one that's currently defined in JobRobotix. If the name is new, it must be added prior to emailing this or uploading the spreadsheet. I will show that a little bit later in the video, so I'm going to skip that for now. Also, that the source ID has to be provided in a unique way. It needs to be different than any other thing, and so giving some examples of that. In this case, mentioning that you can do maybe source name, year, month, day, and then like a job number. So 2020, January 17, and then going down from there, and you can kind of change the date each time, right, as the days move on, but also just kind of upping by one number each time. Good way to keep it unique. The other thing to note about this spreadsheet is maybe when you get these emails, they don't have all the data here that you can see on the screen. So not all these fields are required. The required fields are VM source. So this would be like where it's coming from. The source ID, status, either opened or canceled for the most part, specialty and degree, 2 of the 3 of start date, end date, and duration. Our system will figure out the other one based on the other 2. Facility, and work type. And that's it. So you can skip the rest or you can fill out the rest, and it just adds more data to the system. I have a sample template over here that I created that we can work with, and I want to show you kind of what it looks like to upload one successfully to start. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to take this again. Make sure you have the sharing set up to have anyone with the link at least view access. And I'm going to paste that here, upload, and we get to this screen. And this screen is like a preview screen. So jobs haven't posted yet. It's showing you what the jobs are going to look like, and you can kind of see different data and see how the system has interpreted it. I then can click post, and I get this message in the bottom telling me that 14 jobs have posted. If you have a bigger spreadsheet, this is going to take longer, but in this case, now the jobs are there, and I can go to staging, and I can see them all populating here. If I go back here, I want to show what it looks like for there to be a spreadsheet that has some errors to it. And this will oftentimes happen if, let's say, you get a spreadsheet from somebody else, maybe it's emailed to you, and you try and upload it, and it's just not working. Whether you send it via email to your job processing account, or whether you upload it here, and then jobs just aren't populating or something like that. When that happens, it's helpful to be able to troubleshoot it this way. So I'm going to paste this other spreadsheet in, spreadsheet that definitely has errors. And the first thing you'll notice is there's no post button. And like I said, this is a preview screen, so if I don't click post, jobs are not going to upload. So there's not a post button, but there is another tab, and there hasn't been a tab before, we haven't seen. And if I go to log tab then, it tells me the errors that it's seeing with the spreadsheet. So in this case, training is not registered in the system. And that's the first problem we'll fix. And that's what I meant when I said earlier that the VM source name must match one that's currently defined in JobRobotix. So if I come to JobRobotix and I go to Settings, Manage Sources, and I'm going to type in training, you'll notice that there's not a training source here. And that's because apparently no one's ever uploaded a spreadsheet with the word training before as the source. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to add training. And this registers it in the system, and now you can see it. It has an ID now and all that. So if I come back to JobRobotix, upload jobs, do the exact same thing again. Okay, hasn't solved the problem yet because there's two other problems. But you'll notice that our first note, talking about it not being registered in the system, is now gone. So the other two errors, check start date, end date, and duration, required fields, and check degree, there are records with none specified. So if I come here, okay, there's one record with no degree, and you can look pretty quickly here and realize that our system was not able to understand this because ASPA instead of ASAP. So if I come back to our sample job with errors and I adjust this to correct it to ASAP, fix the typo, and this is probably going to be RN, it looks like. And then I take this, copy the link again, paste, upload. Did I miss one? I mean to click away. There we go. And post. And now these jobs as well, earlier they were direct, now they're training, are populating into the system. So those are the key ideas and stuff behind a spreadsheet upload. The only other thing to mention is how do we deal with canceling jobs? So there are several different ways that this works, and it can be configured individually for each person's account. But one way to do it is to click cancel on the job. So I'm going to type cancel in this one, and I'm going to re-upload the spreadsheet, and that will actually cancel this job. Another way to do it is to ask our support team to set it up where if a job no longer appears on the spreadsheet, let's delete that row, then our system automatically recognizes that that's gone and will cancel the job for you. I think that's my preferred method. It makes it easier to be able to just kind of upload spreadsheets as you go. But if you care to have multiple or whatever's useful, manually or canceling them and here makes sense, and then you don't have to worry about maintaining the exact same spreadsheet every time. And one other thing to note when talking about spreadsheet jobs is that if you are, for instance, wanting to reapply business rules to a spreadsheet job, you'll select the job, and one other thing to note when talking about spreadsheet jobs is how to reapply rules for spreadsheet jobs. So in a normal type of rule or a normal type of job, you would select it, click actions, reapply business rules, and it would let you reapply that way. So if you make a change to a rule and then come in here and reapply, then it would update immediately. With spreadsheet jobs, it's a little different. You actually have to re-upload the spreadsheet in order to have the rules reapplied. So I would just come back in, take the same link, copy, and then go back to the exact same process again to upload. So that's the last thing to note. Otherwise, hopefully this tutorial has helped and given you some idea about how to work with spreadsheet jobs.